Welcome back. So I'll be reading from Betty Power's narrative, slave narrative. Mommy and Pappy and us 12 children live in one cabin. So Mommy has to cook for 14 people besides her work. She up before daylight fixing breakfast and supper after dark and the pine knot torch to make the light. She cook on the fireplace in winter and in the yard in summer. All the rations measure out Sunday morning and it has to do for the week. If it's not enough for heavy eaters, and we has to be real careful or we goes hungry. We has meat and cornmeal and lasses and taters and peas and beans and milk. Them short ration causes plenty trouble, cause the N-word has to steal food, and it will be a whipping. But then they being hungry, they can't work, and then there'll be a whipping. So they has to steal, and most of them did and takes the whipping. They has this full stomach anyway. The babies has plenty food, so they grow up into strong, portly men and women. They stays in the nursery whilst their mammies work in the fields and has plenty milk with cornbread crumbled up in it and pot liquor too, and honey and lasses on bread. So there we have how they were eating. There's a constant debate about the diet of Black people, aka Black people are making themselves unhealthy by their food choices. However, as we can see from the sample of the narrative, people eat what, and common sense tells us that people eat what they have access to. And there are many Black people in the US who, due to poverty and food deserts, they do not have access to nourishing whole foods. Second, starting in slavery, food became an expression of love. And you see that beautiful expression, the pride she takes in saying that the babies have enough food to eat and that they put cornbread into the milk. You know, this pride in saying we're taking care of our kids. So it becomes an act of love and an expression of Black culture. So my argument is all attempts to promote healthier eating habits should address food justice, poverty, and delve into the emotional and cultural significance of food in the Black community. But those are my thoughts. What do you think about it? How do we start eating in a way that's loving to our bodies and respectful to what people have access to? What are more helpful conversations that we can have with each other except shaming each other for choices that when we have such limited choices? Thank you so much for listening.